Game 3 of the day from Tallahassee and Joanne Graff Field. And it is a rematch from game 1 yesterday, but this one is an elimination game between Auburn and UCF. Finished strong and wound up getting the win in relief. Ready to go. Our third and final game of this day from Tallahassee. KK McCrary ready. The first pitch from Willis is in there for a strike. And off we go for the final time on this Saturday.
Not only is it in there for a strike, you got a good look at that off-speed pitch right from the first pitch of the game. You're going to see a lot of those from Willis. She has excellent command of that pitch.
Upping that up to 68 miles per hour on pitch number 2 of the game. Shot foul over by the dugout. Curry's had a very good regional here in Tallahassee. Game just completed. She had 3 hits, including a 2-run home run against Chattanooga. A couple of hits against UCF yesterday. Slow tap. Grabbed at third, and the throw in time from Sierra Humphreys. And that's the way the game begins. One gone, and Isis, I should say, Willis will face Packer. And we'll try to get word on what took Isis Tresvik out of the lineup. Packer a home run shy of the cycle in the game that just completed. Including your 5th triple of the season. .48-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch.
And you've got a lot of ways to create a hitting plan against Sarah Willis. The first option, because she throws so many changeups, is to just go up there and hunt changeups until you get to 2 strikes. And the other one is the exact opposite, lay off it until you get to 2 strikes. But because her faster pitches, at least in this regional so far, she has not had great command of her faster pitches. It's been the off-speed pitch that has been the best pitch for her. So that's what I would do the first time through the lineup, is really hunt that off-speed pitch, time it up. If you're looking for it, it's the easiest pitch to hit.
Packer takes the off-speed pitch down. 3 balls and a strike. So she pitched in relief against Auburn yesterday, picked up the win, 5 innings. See the 6 walks, and most of those came in her first inning. 116 pitches. And a 5-pitch walk to Michaela Packer. With her speed, that's not the player you want to put on base.
Absolutely not. It's just a matter of time before she gets put in motion, gets the green light. And this is something we saw from Sarah Willis yesterday. Just really struggled, labored through the innings. And Coach Cindy Ball Malone had told her, look, I believe in you and I trust you. You've got to get it done. You've got to find a way. And you and I were talking quite a bit up here about that. She did not start the game. So once she entered the game in the middle of the game, that was a tough decision for Cindy Ball Malone. Do we stick with her, and which she ended up doing, or do we take her out knowing we would burn her for the rest of the game?
Staying with her proved to be the right answer. She wound up getting the win after settling in.
And I think there was many times where she had 1 foot out of the dugout to make that change. I mean, we kind of did too. It was, boy, that took a lot of fortitude from Cindy Ball Malone. It was just a tough first inning for Sarah Willis. She definitely settled in a little bit more. As you mentioned, earned the win. And her offense really came alive behind her.
Well, the lineup for Mickey Dean's Tigers has been really consistent, 1 through 9, but that changed with the late scratch of Tresvik for this one. Moves Wohlers up to the 3 spot. She takes a strike.
And that off-speed pitch is such a good speed. First of all, her motion is so deceptive. Looks like it's going to come at you in the upper 60s.
Runner going and hit just foul down the third base line. That's a foul ball.
Most changeups are going to be about 12 to 15 miles an hour slower, but with Sarah Willis, it's about 10 miles an hour. So it's hard to reload, but that's exactly what Wohlers did there. Got a chance to keep her hands back just enough and almost got Auburn on the board quickly. Michaela Packer was flying around the bases.
Yeah, if that's fair, with what we've seen from Packer's speed, she probably scores on that. There's at least a good chance of that happening if that were a fair ball. So
it's one of the toughest throws from the outfield as well. A left fielder right on the foul line or going into foul territory and trying to make that throw on a play at the plate. It's just a very challenging angle with the runner coming in and avoiding obstruction, all the things.
2-2 from Willis to Wohlers.
Wohlers has really had some good at-bats. Really in the last couple weeks of the season, in the NCAA tournament, has just battled, and that's the type of at-bats that this Auburn offense has been looking for really throughout the season. It's not been their strength, but we've seen them put up some big numbers here in Tallahassee.
Outside to Wohlers, who Chattanooga could not get out. She was 2 for 2 with a walk, 3 RBIs. 2 of those came on a 2-run homer. 6th of the year.
Good time for Packer to be in motion here. The full count. Wohlers, who's been making good contact.
There she goes, and it's ball 4. And Packer took off, but Willis walks Packer and now walks Wohlers. Well, and I'm sure Coach Ball Malone is thinking, all right, you got a tough out in McCrary to start the game, but didn't want to see back-to-back walks, especially the way things began in the first inning of her relief stint yesterday. DP is up. Amelia Leck. Yeah, it's a strike. Went around.
Well, the season's on the line. I mean, everything is on the table with this game. We're not shocked to see Sarah Willis earn the start. She did not earn the start yesterday, but you're going to go with your best as long as you can in an elimination game.
Wide secondary lead there by Packer. That caught the attention of Jada Cody, who faked the throw behind her.
Yeah, Packer really trying to draw the throw. Just trying to draw the throw and maybe take off to third base. But just 6 walks in the first game. And we've seen 2 walks already in the first 3 batters tonight. Just really struggling with her command.
Gets a strikeout there on 3 pitches of the DP, Amelia Leck. 2 outs.
Oh, this is a bounce back at bat for Sarah Willis. And she shows you she can bring the heat as well, just paints the outside corner. And that's what that changeup can do. It can set you up and kind of get you in this lull and in this slow mode, and then she can zip it right past you, close to 70 miles an hour.
And a first pitch strike to Axe Milanowski. Axe had a double and 2 runs scored in the meeting with UCF yesterday. He's up with 2 on, 2 outs, just underway in our 3rd and final game, day 2 from Tallahassee. Back to the circle. And Willis able to work around those 2 walks, stranding both. UCF coming up in the bottom half when we come back. 4 1/3 innings for Penta against UCF yesterday in the start. No decision. She left with the lead. Ada Cody getting a 2nd straight start behind the plate. She finished the game yesterday against Auburn behind the plate, but actually began the game at 3rd and has to jump back from a ball in tight. 2 balls, no strikes.
And look, these teams have played each other once already. It was a very long game. A lot of at-bats. We had a lot of video reviews, a lot of pitching changes, so there's no surprises here in the first, excuse me, in this elimination game. These teams are very familiar with one another, seen a lot of at-bats against each other, and look at the big difference between her 2 starts. The biggest difference, of course, in the hits, the earned runs. And, you know, Coach Mickey Dean talked about it a little bit in the first game, that she was thinking a little bit too much and felt like tonight in the earlier game she was just going out and pitching.
Auburn was a strike away from no hitting in Chattanooga. Did eventually run rule them after a 2-out, 2-strike double in the bottom of the 5th. Cody, Doherty, Olajian, top 3 in the order for UCF. 5-pitch walk from Penta. Cody is on to begin the bottom of the 1st.
Definitely not something you see from Penta. I mean, she's one of the best at strikeout to walk ratio. Just doesn't give up a lot of walks and typically works from ahead. Auburn as a staff is the 3rd best pitching staff in the entire field of 64 in terms of throwing that first pitch strike. Didn't happen for Penta in that at-bat.
Throws a first pitch strike there to Doherty. Doherty bunting, caught. Udrih came sprinting in, caught that on the fly, gave a look to first base. Doherty able to get back, and Doherty was the player that hit the first 3-run home run in the rally to beat Auburn yesterday. Bunting there, pops out.
Oh, and you're facing a pitcher with the velocity of Maddie Penta. You've got to get your barrel out very, very early if you are going to bunt the ball. And in this situation, it's too late. Doherty does not get the bat in front of the plate. It's still tight to her body, and that's why she popped it up for the easy out.
Penta, by the way, did not walk any UCF hitters in her 4 1/3 innings yesterday. Walk Cody to begin the inning. Gets Doherty on the pop-up. Olajian the DP, lines one to center field, and there's Packer. That ball was squared up by Olajian. Packer didn't have to stray far. That's a loud 2nd out.
I mean, Olajian is seeing the ball so well. In her last 20 games, she has really led the UCF offense. Even her outs are loud outs. And 2 outs.
Chloe Evans. Now she bunts. Widra throws it down the right field line. Backing up is Smith. Cody will have to stop at third base. Another hit for Evans, her 6th of this Tallahassee Regional.
This UCF offense is so complete. They can hit for power, and they can do this, drop the ball in the dirt. And Widra gets to the ball very quickly, but Rose Roach is too late in getting to the base. Sometimes the best throw is no throw, and in that situation, Widra should have put in her pocket as Roach was late.
Here's a first pitch strike to Jasmine Williams. Yeah, the other 3-run home run in the 6th inning against Auburn yesterday. They're going to let her take second base uncontested.
Well, UCF has the 2nd most steals in the Big 12 this season. They really rely on their speed to move runners into scoring position. And Auburn just taking their chances here with Penta, saying, look, we've got one of the best pitchers in the country. We're just going to attack the hitter.
Does just that and strikes out Williams to win the inning. So UCF strands a pair in the bottom of the 1st.
She's been a pro coach. He coached at the high school level, travel ball level. You've seen what he's done at the Division I level, and has coached some of the best pitchers in the game. You think about Megan Good at James Madison, was the Division I Pitcher of the Year a few years ago. Jalen Ford, also from James Madison. Maddie Penta, we've already talked about her and her accolades. Just done a lot for the game and certainly knows how to win.
Even at the end of this season, whatever that might be for Auburn, Mickey Dean is not finished with softball.
No. He will continue to be a mentor to young coaches. He's an exceptional teacher and speaker. He's done a lot of things for the NFCA over the years and for his universities.
That drills Annabelle Widra. Widra, who plays third base and also pitched in the earlier game against Chattanooga. Took a hard one right off the wrist, forearm.
And that was not off the protective gear,
no.
Mark. That was a direct hit. And as you mentioned, she just pitched about an hour ago at the end of the win over Chattanooga.
Well, we mentioned right before we went on here that Isis Tresvik was a late scratch from the lineup for Auburn. She started every game, played in the earlier game that had just been completed against Chattanooga. So that got Abby Smith into the lineup, playing right field, batting 9th. And now Widra going to stay in there. After taking a fastball just below the elbow there. The leadoff batter is aboard for Nelia Peralta.
Well, that's the 3rd free pass that Sarah Willis has given up in the first 6 hitters of the game. 2 walks, a hit batter. Living dangerously out there with putting runners on base.
Ooh. Very close pitch. Nelia Peralta, Wellington, Florida native. Back to the circle, speared by Willis. Out at second and out at first. Willis fielding her position quickly, got that The shortstop Williams, and it's a 1-6-3 double play.
I don't know that I've seen a pitcher get rid of the ball as quickly as Sarah Willis does here. She is prepared, and she knows where her runners are, immediately opens her hips, squares herself up to second base, follows through. I mean, Jasmine Williams was even just getting to the base. It happened so quickly.
Rose Roach takes a strike. So often, Carol, you see, especially pitchers, kind of soft toss instead of throwing the heat to a base when they become a defender. I tell you what, that wasn't Sarah Willis there. That was the gas.
I'm not sure if she soft tosses anything. No. You know, just the way she is fiery in the circle. You know, a lot of self-talk out there, a lot of animation, and you know, you've got to pitch to your personality. You got to play to your personality. Coaches out there know you got to coach to your personality as well, and she is a ball of fire out there, and that was just an outstanding athletic play to get 2 outs for her team.
The 2 pitches outside to Roach. Take a peek at the heat map there. So the swing and miss heat map, the red shows where she gets the most swings and misses.
Yeah, just tucks that ball right in on the corner.
Willis again fielding her position and works around that leadoff hit by pitch thanks to that double play. No score after an inning and a half. Nene Rowe leading off for UCF. And one thing Coach Paul Malone has done with the lineup, she has bumped Rowe up to the 6th spot. She had been further down the batting order despite her team leading batting average.
Yeah, Nene has elite speed, but what she has not done this season, she just has 1 extra base hit on the year, and that allows Auburn to really shorten the field. Playing at a very shallow depth, just trying to take away that ball in between the infield, outfield. And when you have the speed of Rowe, I mean, the ground is your friend. You're trying to use it. And she is literally trying to bunt her way on, slap her way on. It's a foot race every time. If she can get 2 hops in the infield, she can be safe every time.
Well, elimination game. It's kind of moving day in softball. We've already seen Clemson eliminated tonight. Arkansas is in big trouble down in their elimination game in Fayetteville. Here in Tallahassee, this elimination game, the winner stays alive and they'll play Florida State in the regional final. 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, and if necessary game is needed, it'll be at 6:30 or about a half hour after the end of the first game at 4 o'clock.
And we talked about it earlier, and just having played in so many Saturdays of the NCAA regional, it's such an emotional day for these teams. It takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of heart. You're laying it all on the line. I mean, just think about it. It's been easily 12 hours ago now that UCF came to the field. They came to the field on a real high. They had won the game yesterday. They're in the winner's bracket. And now, 2 games later, 24 hours later from that win, if they don't come out on top in this game, their season's over. It's such a roller coaster of emotions.
Just got a piece to keep it at 2-2. 9th pitch will be coming in this at bat for Rowe. Hit her while she was in the batter's box. Foul ball. So he's making Maddie Penta work here.
Such good barrel control. I mean, Penta has really stretched the zone against Rowe, trying to get that final strike, and Rowe just will not go away, just showing really good barrel control.
Double-digit pitches she has seen in this plate appearance. When this plate appearance started, the pitch count for Maddie Penta was about a dozen, so it's basically doubled.
About half.
Yeah. And Penta eventually wins the battle. Rowe went up for the high one and strikes out.
And the rise ball is a pitch Penta has developed throughout her career at Auburn. Really just threw the ball hard when she was a younger pitcher at Auburn, and then worked on her rise ball spin. And it's for moments like this where she can spin the ball up through the zone and get that strikeout.
Hunted foul by Sierra Humphreys.
Oh, we see a lot of bunt, what I call bunt for hits. Like, you know, they're not sacrifice bunts. You're just trying to dump the ball in the dirt and be safe. And UCF is 11th in the nation in terms of getting on base via the bunt with nobody else on. Just really good team speed throughout their batting order and a lot of confidence in their short game. But it starts with a little bit of speed. It starts with some deception too. You don't always have to be the fastest base runner. If you recognize the defense is playing back behind first and third base, maybe you've got a left-handed pitcher in the circle or one that doesn't move as well, or you're going to use that short game. And that's something UCF has done quite a bit this season. They've got a lot of their hits via just bunting their way on base.
Throw to first was quickly unleashed there by Wohlers. Ulanowski had to dig that out of the dirt to complete the strikeout.
Molinowski had to make a couple of those plays in the last game against Chattanooga, and she's at it again. Waller's not giving herself enough time. Had plenty of time to shuffle into fair territory and throw a strike down there to first base, but the sure-handed Molinowski just got her whole body in front of that.
Kind of became a catcher suddenly on the throw from the catcher.
The hockey goaltender. Whatever it takes.
Samantha Ray, left fielder for UCF. 3 straight strikeouts now. Maddie Penta got Jasmine Williams in the first, and now Rowe and Humphreys to begin the second. Freshman from Notre Dame High School in Salinas. All at 2 strikes, 31 pitches so far from Maddie Penta. Who walked. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first, Cody. UCF had runners at the corners, could not score in the first. Now Penn is flirting with a 3-up, 3-down inning. Ooh, that is good 2-strike pitch.
And Maddie Penta is just so competitive, even on her pitches that are borderline on the corner. That one called a ball, was a little bit off, but they're competitive. They're forcing the hitter to make decisions.
She strikes out the side and has fanned the last 4 UCF hitters. 2 innings gone in this elimination game.
Smaller version up here with us, but that one, just love it. And you know, the SEC, every team got into the NCAA tournament, Auburn being one of those, within one game of advancing to the regional final.
Here's Abby Smith, 9-1 and 2 hitters up. Abby, a late entrant into the starting lineup for the Tigers when Isis Tresvik was a late scratch in right field, putting Abby into the lineup. Bunts it foul just out of reach of Cody, who tried to twist her body to pluck that out of the air. Two ball, 1 strike count. Two and 2. Abby did get in the game against UCF yesterday. Came in and played some left field. This is not her first appearance in the regional. It is her first at bat, however. They played a short, and that is caught by the backpedaling Jasmine Williams, who almost in too close to catch that one. Got back just in time to snag that.
And it's a little tricky. The ball's right at you. They're the toughest to pick up. And it looked like Williams just didn't pick it up right off the bat. The sooner you can read the speed and direction of the ball off the bat, the more time you have to react. And that ball was on top of her before she even saw it, but is able to make the play.
Top of the order, KK McCrary takes a strike. Grounded out to third to begin the game. And 3 hits, 3 RBIs, including a 2-run homer in the earlier game for Auburn. And they eliminated Chattanooga. Slow tap. Glove, throw, close, safe. That ball never actually totally caught by Doherty on that throw from Humphreys. KK McCrary can certainly get down that line as well, and she should have an infield hit.
Well, this is one of those plays that we just call a swinging bunt. You know, it's an unintentional miss hit, but if you're on offense and you've got some speed, it can work out for you more times than not. And that's all Humphreys can do, is field and throw on the run. Too much speed from McCrary.
Even if Doherty caught that, I think there's a chance McCrary had beaten it. That's their first hit, and now there's their second. It comes from Packer. Ray got into the left field corner playing that way, cheating in that direction. Quickly cut it off. Keeps the lead runner, McCrary, from taking third.
And Packer's been doing her homework, because Sarah Willis has been throwing the off-speed pitch early in the count, and she was looking for it, hunting it, timed it perfectly, let it get deep into the zone. Michaela Packer has been in a zone tonight. Boy, both games, just a tough out. She's just been getting hits all the time.
It was a home run shy of the cycle in the win over Chattanooga tonight. That's going to kick away from Cody in a wild pitch. Advances him 60 feet. McCrary to third. Packer down to second. After getting the leadoff batter, Abby Smith, on a pop up to short now. Auburn's got a great scoring opportunity. Runners at second and third, only 1 out.
And these are the moments that becomes so important in elimination games. They're important all year long, but it just feels extra important with the season on the line. You have to take advantage of scoring opportunities when you have them, and Auburn has a golden opportunity right now.
Fouled by Wohlers, who hasn't made an out, at least on this date today, because she was 2 for 2 with a walk, 3 RBIs, and a 2-run homer against Chattanooga earlier, and she walked in her first plate appearance against Willis in the first inning of this one.
Along with the speed of Packer on second base, anything through the infield, you know there's no stop sign for Packer. They have a good opportunity to get 2 on the board.
Packer is the trailing runner at second. Carey the lead runner at third, so outstanding speed on the bases for the Tigers. Wohlers cues it foul. Mentioned the home run she hit in the first game tonight against Chattanooga, and here she is.
I mean, this one, she just got her front foot down, elevated the barrel, straight away center field. A big moment for her team.
Her 6th of the year. Right now, she is battling Willis. A chance here in the third in this elimination game to break the scoreless deadlock. Off speed, got her swinging. First base unoccupied, so had to throw to first, which added a couple of things to the equation with runners at second and third. But Cody got the throw there in time, even though McCrary, she was paying attention. That ball took time to get to first or got away. She was coming home.
What a big strikeout for Sarah Willis, and goes to the off speed. You got to give the assist to Jada Cody. That pitch was in the dirt. Just to keep it in front, save the run as well.
Leck to short, off the glove, but still time to throw to first for Williams to get Leck to win the inning, and Auburn misses a chance. They had second and third, 1 out. Do not score, and we stay scoreless in Tallahassee. We're going to determine the network overnight. We'll let you know all about that in the morning, which actually is only about 38 minutes away from Sunday. Well, Auburn just missed a chance. Let's see if UCF muster a scoring chance here. They have the 9 1 and 2 hitters up. Pulled foul. Popka, Florida, Aubrey Evans. 9 1 and 2 hitters here for UCF. Another one fouled back by Evans. Aubrey was All-American Conference second team last year, in the final year in the American. Aubrey Evans, before softball, actually played 9 years of baseball. Her freshman year of high school was the first time she actually ever stepped on a softball diamond. Had been all baseball before that. She holds up. The pitch was close. 3 and 2. Evans leading off, has worked it full. And we'll see another 3-2 pitch.
Just continue to be so impressed with Maddie Penta. Every pitch has a purpose. Every pitch has been competitive. Even her misses are close misses, so the hitter always has to be prepared, always guessing.
High pop up down the left field side, right near the line. And in foul territory, caught by Widra. Well, the NCAA Women's College World Series begins Thursday, May 30th. And for the 23rd straight year, every game, the ESPN family of networks. The championship finals begin Wednesday, June 5th from Oklahoma City. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. It's the Tigers, Auburn Tigers softball radio network calling the game. Since Auburn, Alabama is in the central time zone, it's still pretty early there. It's only 10:25 and not 11:25.
I mean, we're close to the midnight snack. They're just close to the regular snack time.
Top of the order, Cody. Foul ball.
Second time through the lineup now. And again, these UCF saw Maddie Penta yesterday as well, so a lot of information. Should be no surprises now from UCF. I look for them to make a few more adjustments, really just catching up with the velocity. Some of the swings have been a little defensive instead of offensive for UCF, and Maddie Penta can do that to you because of her ability to stretch the zone and really spin the ball up and down. Those are the toughest pitchers to hit. If you can stretch the zone vertically. Side to side, east-west, also can be challenging, but it's the same plane.
Cody pops it up in foul territory. It'll get on top of the dugout. Cody walked in the first inning. She had a couple of hits against Maddie Penta yesterday. A first inning single and a fifth inning double. Went 2 for 3 in Penta's 4 1/3 innings of work yesterday. Goes down after it and sends a high fly to shallow center field. Packer made it interesting, but corralled it for the second out. I think she just did that to entertain herself. She has not broken.
It's like, I can't
facial
believe
expression.
that just happened. She didn't pick it up right away, and we've seen this a little bit really throughout the evening. She just closed her glove a little too soon, but how about that hand-eye coordination? She's like, are you kidding me? That made that a lot harder than it had to be.
When you have that much speed like Packer has, you got to do something to challenge yourself, because she was going to get to the ball without a problem, obviously.
And she didn't even see it off the bat well. You know, she kind of stood there a minute and then just took off like a bolt of lightning and had plenty of time to camp under it.
Strike to Doherty, and it's 0-2. Six in a row set down by Maddie Penta. She came into this inning with 4 consecutive strikeouts, but has got Evans on a pop up and Cody on a fly ball. Cody strikes out. 7 in a row, retired now. Got scratched from the lineup. Didn't seem to be anything serious. So that's the update direct from the lips of Coach Dean. This is just kind of chilling right now. She had started every game all season.
Yeah, just unfortunate timing. And, you know, it happens. I mean, it's the first thing we kind of talked about when they came in and gave us the late scratch, and we kind of looking at each other, well, you know, maybe she just doesn't feel well, because sometimes that can happen, and you can't always pick the time when that happens, but it couldn't come at a worse time for Auburn.
She was in the original lineup card for this game. And then when we say late scratch, it was within a couple of minutes of us coming on air and the game starting. So with her not starting after having started every previous game, that just leaves Packer and Wohlers as the only two that have started every game for Auburn. This is their 49th of the season.
And not to mention, she's been hitting in the 3 spot in the batting order, so it's just a big scratch on both sides of the ball. Big absence.
Actually, this is their 50th game. I forgot about the tie that they played. So this is game 50. Took the off-speed pitch high, and a 5-pitch walk to Milanowski begins the Auburn 4th. Willis has been getting ahead of hitters. 10 of 13 first pitch strikes for the Auburn batters she has faced to this point. 10 of 14, make that now. And a card has come out for Coach Dean. She's going to want to bring out a runner for Milanowski. Martin's going to run. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Wedra as well with Riley McNeamer. So Wedra was hit by a pitch her first time up, that stayed in the game. Some late instructions there, Coach Dean, for the runner Talia Martin. Deemer will bat here. She did play in the earlier game against Chattanooga. And had a 2-run base hit in that game. Bunt situation. He shows bunt there. Takes ball 1.
Well, and you really don't know if this is a true pinch hitting situation for Wedra, or if indeed it has to do with her injury. But if it does have to do with her injury and she can't hit the rest of the game, that means Isis Tresvik, your 3 batter, Annabelle Wedra, your 6 batter, if they're both unavailable, that just makes things even tougher for Auburn. And this is a team that has really struggled offensively toward the bottom in batting average and runs scored and slugging percentage in the SEC. They've been a different team at the NCAA tournament here. They've scored a lot of runs in the first 2 games. But missing those 2 young ladies would be big losses in their lineup.
Couldn't connect on the bunt attempt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Auburn runs it first for Milanowski. Auburn had a chance last inning. They had runners at second and third, 1 out, did not score. Two balls, 2 strikes on the pinch hitter Riley McNeamer. Took a healthy rip at the 2-2 offering and strikes out.
This is pure power coming from Sarah Willis. After you see that off-speed pitch over and over and over, that velocity, it's tough to catch up with it. That's just pure speed right down the heart of the plate.
All 1 to Peralta.
Well, sometimes with pitchers you can get swings and misses because there's so much spin on the ball. It's got some elite movement, and sometimes you get swings and misses by just the timing of the pitch and throwing it right by somebody, and you don't see that as often at this level. You do really want to make the ball move and throw it as hard as you can, but in the case of Sarah Willis, who just has a wicked off-speed pitch, 10 to 12 mile an hour slower than her fastest pitches, she could use her slow stuff to set up her fast stuff. They would have to have as much spin on the ball. Although she does, she throws a drop and curve as well, but sometimes she can just, after you throw a couple off-speed pitches back to back, you can just spot a fastball right on the corner, and it can be successful.
Goes to 2-2 on Peralta, who grounded into a double play back in the second inning. To right field, right there, Chloe Evans.
After getting the leadoff batter on, 2 unproductive outs for Auburn, and in a scoreless game, as we get to the middle of the game, every at-bat feels a little bit bigger, matters a little bit more. And after coming up empty an inning ago with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, they've yet to move the runner into scoring position here in the fourth.
Ball 1 to Rose Roach. It's an elimination game, so I guess it's only appropriate, Carol, that each team really has their ace in the circle, and right now each of those pitchers is throwing like an ace.
Kind of a game we expected to see yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, we were really looking forward to the matchup. Still was a good game. It was a very different game than we anticipated. Just saw a lot of pitching changes. And a really high-scoring game. Not that we anticipated that at all. But tonight, I mean, there's not a lot of numbers up on that board except till you get to the last one, which is strikeouts.
She falls behind 3-0 on Roach. It went back to the circle to Willis a couple innings ago. Maddie Pinta, 5 Ks for her. 4 of those came in succession through the end of the first, and got the side in order on strikes in the second inning. It's interesting to see what she's throwing, like on 3-0 when she has to throw a strike. But she still feels comfortable off speed.
Definitely her bread and butter.
Goes
Even
back
twice
to
in
it.
a row there. Yeah.
But miss low and walks Roach. The second walk of the inning, her 4th of the game. Tack on the hit by pitch of Weidra. That's 5 free passes she has issued, but Auburn has not made it hurt yet. There's Abby Smith. Abby has popped out to short, 0 for 1.
And where Willis has really struggled with her command, we saw it yesterday and today, is with her higher velocity pitches. The drop ball, the curve ball. You get a look there, it's pretty close, pretty even with balls and strikes, and that is not what you want. She does have a few more strikes.
Off speed, pop to third, and backing up, caught by Humphreys.
In college softball.
UCF up, bottom of the fourth. And they score this game in this elimination game. Winner faces Florida State in the regional final tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern. Sona Halajian smoked the ball to center field, but right to Packer in the first inning.
I mean, this is the hitter that Maddie Penta really needs to be careful with. Halajian can, as we saw in their last at-bat, the line drive out to center field, also has home run power. She passes what I call the eyeball test. You're out recruiting and you're kind of watching all these players. I mean, she just looks the part of a hitter. She's just very locked in, very focused.
I've always been intrigued by her batting stance, how she starts with a feet close together but closed stance. She'll tighten that up, yep, a little bit there. Front foot slightly ahead of the back foot, closed.
And you see she does take a little stride,
yep,
to get into a little bit of a more wide stance, which makes sense. I mean, she's a very strong athlete. And you want to, you get your power from the ground up. So eventually she does widen out a little bit.
He gears up for a 2-2 offering for Maddie Penta. Wow. Fooled her going off speed. May have fooled everybody there. Maybe a little bit up.
We've seen a lot of change-ups from Sarah Willis, but how about this one? That, I'm not sure where. It was definitely over the plate, and high may be the only option, but that one looked way too good to look at.
Hits the 3-2 into left field, base hit. Didn't get a lot of it, but enough of it to get it over the infield. And Halajian leads off the UCF fourth with a base hit.
You see this a lot. You feel like, I might have let one go. That was pretty close there. I'm not going to let it up to chance this time. And it's a marginal pitch on the inside part of the plate. But she's rewarded for swinging and gets a leadoff hit.
Well, that's softball. She absolutely tattooed one in her first at bat and didn't get anything to show for it. And now didn't get much of it, but enough to get a base hit. There's Chloe Evans, who has been an extremely difficult out for whoever UCF has been playing. One base hit in this game, 6 hits in the series, had 4 against Auburn yesterday.
And what makes her so difficult to defend, she is in the cleanup spot and can drive the ball deep, has extra base hit power, but it's her speed that's the difference maker. She also can bunt for hit at any time. And so as an infield, you're not sure, do I play back, take away a little bit of those hits that can squeak through the infield? Do I play in and defend the bunt? Last time she bunted her way on base.
Well, now she's got the count in her favor at 3-0. Trend that she has continued really through the end of the regular season and Big 12 tournament, now into the NCAA regional. Wohler's out to talk with her pitcher Penta. Manny has not walked anybody since she walked Cody to begin the bottom of the first.
And rarely has even thrown 3 balls, in a count.
Each team with 2 hits. 3-0 strike.
Well, that's where in softball you have to have such a good short-term memory. And you've got to be able to flush it. Maddie Penta really felt like she had struck out Halajian. And Halajian throws another good pitch to her and kind of fists it off for the hit. And you've got to be able to flush that, come back, and be competitive in the next at-bat. She kind of let it hang with her a little bit. And now, after the conversation with Wohlers, worked herself right back into a full count.
back to Penta. Out at second, they get the lead runner. That's going to bring up Jasmine Williams. This is against Auburn yesterday, a 3-run home run. That was the second of the 3-run home runs. And that's 6-run sixth. They came back, took the lead from Auburn, and wound up winning the game 11-6.
I mean, they scored 9 unanswered runs in that game against Auburn. Auburn jumped out to the early lead. It looked like UCF was kind of down for the count in the middle of the game. Sarah Willis was struggling, the offense was struggling, and they came alive in the second half of the game. Ended up winning 11-6. 3 home runs.
Penta fanned Williams in the first. She's ahead 0-2. Pulled foul. Foul at the plate. Keeps it at 0-2.
This UCF offense is just very complete. Definitely more speed than power, but every hitter in this lineup is a steal threat. They're also a bunt threat, and that's been their game this season. Second most steals in the Big 12 Conference. And so as a defense, it just forces you to not just focus on the hitter only. Now you've always got to be concerned 1 through 9 in the lineup if they're going to be in motion. It's not just there's two players on their team that are going to steal bases, and you got to pay attention. It's their entire lineup. They're not afraid to run.
Down low, it was 0-2. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jasmine Williams.
And against a pitcher like Penta, who really fills up the strike zone, does not walk many batters, throws a lot of strikes. Good to put a runner in motion because you know your hitter is going to be swinging more times than not.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming from Penta. Jasmine Williams chased it in the dirt. First base was occupied, so she's out, but it does allow Evans to advance 60 feet down to second.
Yeah, I love that runner in motion. Put the runner in motion. That's what UCF does. It's a nice play by Wallers just to keep the ball in front. Had a chance to come up throwing to second. Peralta just not there.
Well, there's a runner in scoring position now. 2 outs. Nini Rowe.
Well, and if you're Auburn, you've got to know what defense you're in here. Is the first baseman staying back, Melanowski? Or if the bunt goes down, now does that switch over to Roach? Roach went to second base on that particular, after the first pitch of the at-bat. And that's what speed can do to you. With Nini Rowe up, base coverage is so important. I mean, let's face it, this ball gets away here. Could be a run on the board, and we don't have one of those yet.
Penta gets the strikeout and comes off the mound with a hop in her step and ends the threats. When we come back, we'll visit with tonight's head coach, Cindy Bell Malone. Welcome back to the NCAA Regionals presented by Capital One. No score, top of the 5th inning. We'll look to get Coach Ball Malone here in just a bit. But we'll take you here into the top of the 5th inning. Elimination game. Winner faces Florida State. The regional final tomorrow at 4 Eastern time. The loser's season will end. Top of the order for the Tigers. Each team with 2 hits. But it has been Auburn that's had the better chances. They have stranded 6. UCF has left 3.
Well, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, these teams were battling it out. It became a slugfest, really. And we saw several pitching changes for each team. I mean, the final ended up 11-6, and you fast forward a little over 24 hours. And we've got a pitcher's duel, and hits have been tough to come by.
2 balls and a strike. JK, an infield hit, is 1 for 2 in this game. It's the replay strike, 2-2. You know, this has been an interesting sequence because Willis falls behind 2-0, and it almost looked like McCurry was sitting soft the last 2 pitches and got hard. That time might have been looking hard and got soft. Full count. Packer to follow. Then Wohlers, top of the order for Auburn, scoreless, top of the 5th. Out to right field, Chloe Evans.
Well, Mark Neely, I mean, partner, it's midnight, and it's been a wonderful day and a long day, but
good morning.
Let me be the first to wish you a happy birthday, my friend.
Man.
Mark Neely's birthday, everybody. Happy birthday.
29 again.
I mean, where else would you rather be than at a softball game?
Thank you very much. You got one coming up next week.
Happy
I can
birthday.
return the favor.
Hey, we may be doing
we'll be right back
a late game next week.
Yeah, we'll be somewhere. That ball's hit deep. Left field. Packer gives him the lead. She went hunting first pitch and breaks the scoreless tie.
Well, in a game against Chattanooga, she was 1 hit short of the cycle, and this is the one she was missing. She waited a game later, took an off-speed pitch from Sarah Willis, times it up perfectly, and it's a home run. And how about the fan in the outfield? Caught the home run ball, paying attention out there. But a huge hit for Michaela Packer. She's having a monster evening for Auburn. Back-to-back games now where she has, of course, give us a big smile there, Michaela Packer. You've just given your team the lead.
So the 2 games Auburn's played, Chattanooga and now UCF tonight, she's only made 1 out, and that was 3 for 4 in the first game. And This technically is not an out, even though the ball was caught behind the outfield fence by that young man, who, by the way, good morning, young man. And thank goodness it's Saturday and now Sunday morning. It's not a school night where you were able to stay out late and get a souvenir.
I don't know where Mickey Dean was going, but he's down the left field line there. He's coming back in the dugout. That's the delay.
Bowler's trying to jump on the first pitch. Strike one. Hey, what Packer has been as locked in as anybody today, huh?
She has just been so much fun to watch. I mean, you watch her run around the bases. She's just lightning fast, explosive. And every at-bat, she has just been locked in, focused, getting big results, and really hitting the ball all over the park.
She was trying to hide a smile there that was starting to come across her face because she's been so stoic and businesslike.
And she wants to play tomorrow.
So a little home run has given Auburn the lead. Now Wohlers waiting on a 2-1. Sarah Willis.
Oh, this is an important at-bat for Sarah Willis. This has been a tight game. She's pitched herself into some trouble, some free passes, but she's pitched herself and fielded herself right out of trouble. And now she finds herself right after giving up the home run, a 3-1 count. Got to find a way to shut it down.
He's back to make it a full count. Anna Wohlers was walked and struck out 2 times up against Willis. But those combined numbers from the Chattanooga game and now the UCF game.
Hit for the cycle tonight.
That's 10 total bases right there. Some hitters can go 2 weeks without 10 total bases. She's got 1 day.
And some can go a season without hitting for the cycle. I mean, she's been fun to watch tonight. And gosh, you're Auburn. You can't wait till her turn comes up in the lineup because she has just been electric.
Three-two pitch. Out towards shallow center, fought it off. It drops in for a base hit for Wohlers.
You see Coach Mickey Dean and Eugene Lenti over there talking about, it's a tight game. It's getting later in the game. A little strategy on when you use your substitutions. Do have 1 out in the inning so far, but runs have been tough to come by, and so they elect to go with a hitter here, or excuse me, a pinch runner.
Do not miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings live show on the ESPN app, and you can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN networks. Auburn's going to run with Mariah Pinta, younger sister of Maddie. And by the way, that's an interesting story in itself, and that those two are getting to play together for the first time since they played at Summer League. Here's a strike. In 2020, when they were both at the same high school, and Maddie was a senior and Mariah was a freshman, guess what happened? COVID, and they didn't get to play together because the season got canceled. So this is the not only time, but one of the few times they've been able to play together.
I mean, we have seen an Auburn team that has been swinging the bat very confidently in the NCAA tournament, and it's not something we saw a lot throughout the season. This is a team that struggled to find base runners, that struggled to find extra base hits, RBI. Just that we have not seen that Auburn offense at all. They've really battled at the plate. We've seen a lot of home runs, hits.
All in 2 strikes. Next pitch from Willis will be her 90th of the game. Right center field. One bounce to the fence. Mariah Pinta to third. The throw's going to go to second, and they got her. Well, the second base umpire walking in now as he makes the signal that Auburn wants this looked at here, so it is under review.
Auburn continues to really drive the ball deep against Sarah Willis. And Mariah Pinta did not get a good jump on this ball. I thought she was going to be able to come around and at least attempt to score, but it's an even better throw out there to second base. And you're trying to get a look there. Does her hands get in before the tag goes down from Jasmine Williams, who does tag her in the back? She does not tag near the base.
Is the tag being applied there? It's tough to tell, probably so. So we'll blow it up a little bit. And is that left hand on the base? Because the right hand is not there.
Or the thumb.
Yeah. Could be the left thumb. Call on the field is out. So I didn't see, did you see enough to overturn it?
No.
I didn't either. Yeah, they're going to stay with that. Call is upheld.
I mean, that's a big outfield assist.
Huge
I mean, that
for
just,
the Knights.
I mean, Auburn has all the momentum in the world in this inning. The home run from Packer, followed up with a single, and then another extra base hit. And Rowe played that beautifully off the wall, came up throwing right to second base.
So instead of second and third, 1 out, it's a runner at third with 2 outs. Max Milanowski walked and grounded back to the pitcher. 0 for 1. Now if you're UCF, if you get out of the inning allowing just the home run, you're starting to feel a little bit better about things.
And this is a UCF offense that can put up runs in a hurry, as we saw yesterday. Put up 11 runs in the Auburn game. And they've got good speed too. So it doesn't take much when you've got good team speed. If you can get a runner on, you can bunt them over, you can steal bases over to second, bunt them even over to third. I mean, this is a very complete offensive team. So you are absolutely right. You know, they're going to feel like they got a bit of a win if they can get out of this inning only giving up 1.
Willis fielding her position very well. The underhand toss, and they do indeed get out of it with just the long ball from Packer.
Well, Michaela Packer is having a day here in Tallahassee. blast this one over the fence to give Auburn the lead.
UCF is the bottom 3 up. Griffin comes in to bat here. Ashley Griffin pinch hitting in Humphrey's spot. Quickly 0-2. The Packer home run, the only run of the game. Auburn is stranded 7 on base. This could be a much larger deficit for UCF. So I guess that's the silver lining for the Knights right here, and still just in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, they've worked out of a lot of trouble. And Auburn certainly, especially when the inning, they had a runner at third, less than 2 outs. It's such an important situational hitting moment of the game. And you got to give credit to Sarah Willis and the UCF defense. You know, they really tightened up when they needed to.
It's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Penta as she got Williams and Rowe to end the 4th.
Well, and I know Mickey Dean didn't want to talk about what a special night Maddie Penta's having here, but she really has command of her fast pitches, up in the zone, down in the zone. And then she goes to the off-speed pitch for the strikeout pitch that just falls off the table. She's given up just 2 hits tonight, both singles, and most importantly, 8 strikeouts.
She's at 4 1/3 innings, which is exactly what she threw yesterday against UCF before being lifted. Cindy Ball Malone get a hit for Ray. Stormy Kotzelnick off the bench. Two hits for UCF. There was the 2-out bunt base hit by Evans in the first. Halajan's base hit on a 3-2 pitch leading off the 4th. Belted to right center field. That's going to take a bounce or two to the fence, and Stormy Kotzelnick off the bench with a pinch hit double. And the Knights have the tying run in scoring position with 1 out.
Well, Kotzelnick has been a starter the majority of games this season. Comes in off the bench this time, takes a pitch on the outer half, but is still able to get out in front of it and pull it with enough power to the wall. That's the first extra base hit of the night for UCF.
Aubrey Evans fouled out to the third baseman. Back in the 3rd, leading off. It's been her lone at bat. At the top of the order up next, and Cody. Councilnick representing the tying run at second with 1 out. Evans bunts it foul.
I'm really a little bit surprised we haven't seen more of that from UCF tonight. We talked about it earlier. They're 11th in the country in terms of bunting for hit, dropping in the dirt and beating it out. And just, especially when you're facing Penta tonight, who is in a rhythm, is in a groove, 8 strikeouts here in the middle part of the game. We just haven't seen them go to that as much.
Gets her to chase. That's her 9th strikeout, and it's her 250th of the season, and she becomes the only pitcher in school history at Auburn with 3 straight seasons of 250 strikeouts.
And what a response from Maddie Penta. Gives up the pinch hit double and says, all right, enough of that. I'm going to come back with some of my best stuff. And we've seen her use 3 different pitches for the strikeout pitch. And I love this decision here from Auburn. I wouldn't want to mess with Jada Cody either. I mean, she has proven throughout her career just what a tough clutch hitter she has been. And they're going to take their chances with Shannon Doherty.
Mentioned earlier, Cody had 2 hits yesterday off Maddie Penta. One of those was a double. So an intentional walk to Cody. So it goes down as Penta's 2nd walk of the game. It's intentional, but nonetheless a walk. And the other walk also went to Cody leading off the 1st inning.
Well, this is always a decision when you're making a lineup. Who are you going to hit behind the hitter? the one in the scouting report, that circle that says we are not going to let this hitter beat us. And that's Jada Cody. Well, who do you put behind her?
Well, it's Shannon Doherty, who hit a 3-run home run yesterday, and she gets hit by the pitch, and that loads the bases.
Penta's been working that low inside drop ball early in counts, and this one she just doesn't finish, releases it too soon. And this is the hitter I would not want to face in this situation. Sona Halasian just has had some quality at bats throughout the entire NCAA tournament.
Best scoring opportunity for UCF. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Halasian had a line drive to center that was caught in the 1st, but then a base hit in the 4th. Rollers and Maddie Penta talk it over as they're in a jam here in this elimination game.
And there's no place to put Sona Halasian right now, and you get a look at what they've done in situations, especially with bases loaded. I mean, they're hitting nearly 500. And Vicky Dean just making sure he's on the same page. He does call the pitches for Maddie Penta, and they just want to talk it over. I mean, there's no place to go here with the hottest hitter over the last 20 games in the UCF lineup.
Kotzelnick got this going with a pinch hit double with 1 out. With 2 outs, they walk Cody intentionally, hit Doherty. And Penta fires in a strike to Sona Halasian.
You just see her talking to herself, and I'm not a perfect lip reader, but I could see her saying trust, trust.
It's fooled off speed and now is in the hole 1-2.
Outstanding pitch for Maddie Penta. It's a big moment. Halasian amped up a little bit, and she's really timed up Penta's faster pitches. Penta counters that with coming with an off speed in the dirt.
Two and two. Kotzelnick, the lead runner. Cody at second. Doherty at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Very close. Called the ball, and it's a full count.
Wow, there's some ice in those veins. I don't know if I could have taken that one in that moment. Was a little bit off the plate, but here we go.
Here we go indeed. A huge 3-2 pitch. Hit her, and we're tied. Pinta's complaining that she leaned into it. The plate umpire is going to ask for help. Carlos Guzman is the plate umpire. He's joined by his crewmates, Season Eads, Matt Dial, and Heath Walker. I'm going to say that's going to stand.
That's going to be ball four.
Ball four. I guess Pinta's argument was that this was a strike.
Well, you can see Halajan is over the, she's very close to being out of the box. Sees that pitch coming on the inside, just holds her ground.
Well, wait a minute, look at her front foot.
And as you mentioned, those lines have been going away.
Yeah,
and
out of play left side. Yeah, the inside chalk marks for the batter's box by this time of the game get pretty scraped up. And her front foot was only, what, 3 or 4 inches from the plate. Well, we're tied up at 1 and a chance now for UCF to take the lead. A check swing strike is the call. Look where the front foot is. I mean, we're getting it from a different angle here, but it doesn't look like it's all that far from touching home plate. How could it not be out of the batter's box?
Question.
To touch the plate to get the strikeout to complete it with the bases loaded. She does just that. But UCF comes back to tie it. It's 1-1 at the end of 5. Win is a bases loaded walk to tie the game. So we're 1-1 into the 6th. Willis back to work. Ball 1 outside. Riley McNeamer at the plate. Willis has been busy fielding her position tonight.
And fielding it well. I mean, that one wasn't as tough as a lot of the plays we've seen her make, but she's like a third baseman out there in the circle. I mean, she's quick reactions. So we've seen that from her in both the days here in the tournament.
Strike to Peralta, 1 out, top of the 6th. Auburn stranded 7 thanks to leaving the bases loaded in that last inning. UCF now has left 6. Willis getting close to 100 pitches. Peralta tonight has grounded into a double play and lined out to right. Saw Katie Burge, by the way, who's now in left field for UCF. Katie. Bottom 3 up here for the Tigers in the 6th.
Well, this is a Tiger offense that's missing a few of their key hitters. You got Annabelle Wedra not in the hitting lineup. She was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. We have not seen her return. Certainly hasn't had an at-bat. Played 1 half inning of defense. And Isis Tresvik not feeling well, was scratched from the lineup late. She usually hits in the 3 spot of the lineup.
.100 pitches thrown by Willis. Willis records her 4th strikeout, 2 outs of the inning. The bases are empty for Rose Roach. See Willis, her line. 1 run allowed on the solo shot by Packer.
Both pitchers have done a nice job in this game of mixing in their off-speed pitch. Of course, that's Willis's bread and butter. But both pitchers have had command of their off-speed pitch. They've been able to complement it with their high-velocity pitches. And that's what all you can ask of your pitchers really is create some outs for your team, really feed your defense, and then control the hitters. Keep your team in the game long enough until your offense can win it.
One ball, 2 strikes. Roach has bounced back to the circle and walked 0 for 1. One in the 6th of an elimination game in Tallahassee. Winner faces the host Florida State tomorrow at 4 Eastern time. The regional final, needing to win twice to win the regional. Just off the outside corner. It was 0-2, now it's 3-2 on Roach. Off speed, strike 3, got her looking. Back-to-back Ks to end the frame, and Willis gets her 5th and sets him down in order in the top of the 6th.
Well, Sarah Willis doing what she does best, and that's throw the off speed for a strike. We got a tight one here in Tallahassee.
Here come the Knights with Jasmine leading off, Jasmine Williams. Well, we saw Willis go over 100 pitches at the top of the inning, and Pinta's about to hit that mark right here.
And we talked about it in the first game against Chattanooga. She went 1 time through the lineup, didn't give up any hits, 5 strikeouts, and Coach Mickey Dean took her out of the game, and we had a conversation then about, just the strategy behind that, and that's where we are right now. She's up to 100 pitches in this game, through several more earlier in the game. or earlier in the first game, excuse me.
Liner right to the shortstop, Elio Peralta. By the way, Pinta threw 33 pitches in that 3-inning stint earlier tonight against Chattanooga. There's Nene Rowe. He's fanned twice tonight against Pinta.
Oh, this is the hitter that UCF wants desperately to get on base. Just elite speed. When she gets on, good things happen for UCF. Not only can she steal bases, but if the ball gets in the gap, she can score. But she has not been able to make contact with Maddie Pinta.
Did not there either, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And you can't steal first base. And that's been the problem for Nene Rowe tonight. She just has not, usually has really good barrel control, uses the ground well, finds her way on base often, but not against Pinta.
Able to make contact, stay alive, 1 ball and 2 strikes still. Holds up, but takes a little bit high, and it's 2-2. Well, there's the strikeout for Pinta. A double-digit strikeout night for Maddie Pinta. That's 11.
And that's a big one, because when you get late in the game, in a tie game, that's where speed can make all the difference in the world if it gets on base. But Nene Rowe just late against the velocity up in the zone of Maddie Pinta.
Now it's Humphreys who tries to bunt her way on, but fouls it. Two outs, base is empty. Tied at 1, last to the 6th. Elimination game here in Tallahassee. Couple of strikeouts. Actually 1 for Humphreys as Griffin came in, took the last at bat. Sierra re-entered.
Just can't get her barrel out in front, can't catch up with the velocity, even though it's Humphrey's second at bat here. As you mentioned, pinch hit for in the 5th inning. But the timing is so key if you're going to try and bunt your way on base. And first thing you have to do is get that barrel out in front of the plate.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Long look there by Humphreys trying to keep this home half of the sixth going for the Knights. Foul.
What's so impressive about Penta is the amount of pitches she's thrown really all season long. Just always continues to keep her command late in games. Rarely gives in to the free pass. Really forces hitters to earn their way on base. Keeps moving the ball through the strike zone.
A dozen strikeouts for Maddie Penta. They go down in order in the UCF 6. Headed to the 7th. All knotted up at 1. 9-1 and 2 batters for the Tigers in the top of the 7th. Abby Smith leads off. Right now, the team that's happiest, of course, is the host, Florida State. Probably all in their own beds right now, relaxing. And probably thinking, you two teams can play 14 innings if you like. Well, we'll be there tomorrow, whoever winds up winning the game.
They've been able to put their feet up several hours ago after their victory earlier today. And that's the advantage of staying in the winner's bracket. I mean, that's why it's so important to stay on top, not have to drop down to the loser's bracket and battle and fight your way back. And the reward for whatever team wins this game tonight, they get to play in the regional final, but they have to beat Florida State not only once, but twice.
Two and two. Abby Smith got the start. And Isis Tresvik was unable to go after playing in their first game against Chattanooga. It's not feeling well. Full count.
Oh, this is an important pitch for the 7th inning. You can get the leadoff batter on, the 9 batter here in Abby Smith, not an everyday starter. And you turn the lineup over, this top part of the lineup. He's had a lot of success against Willis.
Cat-like reaction. Continues to just field her position so well. 1 out.
I mean, it's almost like she doesn't want the other infielders to even have a chance to field the ball. She's just made so many outstanding plays out of the circle tonight for UCF. Really, it gives them another defensive weapon out there. She's turned a double play, started that, and made several outstanding fielding plays, and now snags one out of the air.
Was an off-speed strike. KK McCrary 1 for 3 with a single back in the 3rd. .115 pitches for Willis. Such a different game from the one these two teams played yesterday.
Not even close. I mean, that ended up being a slugfest, 11-6. Double-digit hits for UCF. 3 home runs in that game for UCF. And the other thing that was different was, in this game, we've seen one pitcher for each team go the distance so far. In yesterday's game, each team went through multiple pitchers.
Off speed, strike 3, and Willis just last couple at bats for McCrary. Looking soft, looking fast, and just not getting what she was looking for.
And when you can throw that off-speed pitch on any count, it just keeps hitters guessing. And anytime you have a busy mind at the plate, you're in big trouble as a hitter. I mean, that is not the time where you want to think. You just want to react and trust your swing.
Here's Packer, who homered the last at bat, 2 for 2 with a walk. Had she not hit that home run, which did give them a 1-0 lead, they'll be down to their last out right here.
And she hit that home run on an off-speed pitch from Sarah Willis.
And she did not get off speed on the first pitch this sequence.
No. I'm not sure she'll see it, and you can't say that very often with Sarah Willis, because you know at some point in the at-bat you're going to see that off-speed pitch, sometimes back-to-back.
Headed 70 miles per hour on pitch number 121 from Sarah Willis.
And her command has been much better on her off-speed pitch. But to your point, after you watch one go out of the park off the off-speed pitch, and you're probably not going to see that one again.
Wow, close pitch there, but here's the one that she hit out.
It's really hunting for that pitch. It was the first pitch she saw of that at-bat. Absolutely crushed it.
That one called a strike, and it's a full count. And plate umpires hearing about that one from the dugout, the Tigers dugout. Three-two pitch from Willis to Packer. And she does work a walk. On base for a fourth time in this game, after going 3 for 4 with a double and a triple in their earlier win today against Chattanooga.
A good opportunity here with the wheels of Packer on first base. It's not a matter of if she's going, it's which pitch. And I look for her to try to steal second base pretty early in this count. Auburn needing to find a way to get a runner in scoring position.
Anna Wollertz is the hitter and takes strike one. That's in the outside corner, 0-2. Wohlers walked in the first, struck out in the third, and singled in the fifth, and was stranded at third base.
I look for Packer to be in motion on this pitch.
There she goes. The pitch is high. The throw to second, not in time. He had a steal in the earlier game against Chattanooga. Has one here, and that's her 17th.
And Cindy Ball-Malone comes out immediately out of the dugout to the video review, wants to take a look at, see if Packer did indeed leave early. I mean, that's what happens, you know, with the speed of Packer. We knew it was a matter of time, but with Sarah Willis throwing so many off-speed pitches, she had a little bit of an advantage there because she did pick the pitch where the off-speed pitch came in, so she even had that little advantage. Not that Packer needs it by any means, because she is an explosive athlete, a lot of steals on the season. But if you're Cindy Ball-Malone, you know, why not in this situation? You've got the 3-batter up, you've got their fastest base runner at second. Any ball through the infield at this point is going to be a green light. You're going to give her the opportunity to score. Cindy Ball-Malone just wants to take a look, make sure she did not leave early. Here we get a look. And her foot is clearly still on the base when the ball is, you know, even left her hand. She's actually a little bit late. You see a lot of motion. She's got a little rocker start where her body is rocking forward, back and forth to get some momentum, but I don't think she left early.
Replay center concurs. Packers at second, 2 outs. 2-2 count. Wohlers. Full count. Pitch 130 from Sarah Willis. It's a 3-2 offering. That's called ball 4. A couple of 2-out walks for the Tigers. It's going to allow their DP, Amelia Leck, to come up here.
Well, we mentioned it earlier, how many opportunities Auburn has had in this game. That's the 6th walk for Sarah Willis. A lot of free passes offered up, a lot of base runners out there. They've left 7 on base so far in this game. Can they break through here in the 7th?
Packer on base, on with Wohlers. Leck, who's 1 for 3 tonight, last time up in the 5th. Hit a ball right center field for a base hit, was thrown out trying to stretch that into a double.
And this is what the postseason is all about, elimination game. Who can come up with that timely hit, that clutch hit with 2 outs? Auburn has an opportunity right here.
Two on, 2 outs. Willis paints the inside corner. After 1 a.m. local time here on the East Coast. 2 teams' seasons on the line. They're in the top of the 7th inning, tied up. But she did hold up. No appeal asked for. 2-2. In the air to center field. Waiting on that is Rowe. 2 left on. That's 9 stranded by Auburn. UCF will have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th.
Maybe an intentional walk in there and a hit batter. And then it looked like a hit batter, but it became a walk. And yeah, it was quite the half inning to tie it up for UCF.
There's Stormy Kotzelnick, who got that going in the 6th inning with came off the bench. The pinch hit double to right center field. Did she hold up? Yes, she did. She scored the run on that bases loaded walk to Halajian. Actually hit her and then went to review, and after discussion it was ruled ball 4, and that's fouled back.
Right, Penta still throwing with good velocity here. I was going to say late into the evening, but it's early in the morning. But she is, that last pitch, 68, 69. This is where that endurance, all the training in the off season. Sometimes when you're going through those workouts, you're like, geez, this is a lot, you know? Is this really going to pay off? And it's moments like this when you can fall back on that training, both physically and mentally.
Full count. .120 pitches. Penta doesn't include the 33 she threw earlier against Chattanooga tonight. She goes around at strike 3. 13 Ks for Penta.
Well, she did hold off earlier in the count, but this time she clearly does swing, comes in front of the plate. And another strikeout for Penta.
On a line right to the third baseman. So McNeamer, who came in after Weidra left the game, right in the right spot.
Well, this is just sheer reaction from McNeamer, and we've talked about it before. Those balls hit right at you are the toughest because you don't have any angle to pick up where the ball is. She makes a play.
Here's Cody, who was intentionally walked in that 5th inning, which put 2 runners on with 2 outs when Doherty was hit by pitch, and then Halajian, it turned out to be bases loaded walk that tied the game. Two-0. You're curious about Penta, who has 13 strikeouts. Her career high is 18, and she did that this year at Ole Miss, April 26th. Also had a 15 strikeout game against Louisiana Tech, April 6th. So right now this equals her 3rd most strikeouts in an outing this season. Elimination game, both teams with their aces in this game. Winner moves on to play Florida State tomorrow.
I mean, Cody, the seasoned veteran, prepared for this moment. Really, her entire career. She's been so good for the Knights.
Back to the circle. And in an elimination game, when it's 1:12 in the morning Eastern time, why not head to extra innings? Tigers have the 5, 6, and 7 part of the order up. Alex Milanowski leads off. First pitch is 46 miles per hour and off-speed, ball 1. Bounced back to the circle twice, and sandwiched in between that was a walk leading off the 4th inning. Left field. Burge, who came in the game a few innings ago, a step or two hard in, and that was all she needed to come up with that. .139 pitches now for Sarah Willis. That is a career high. Riley McNeamer. It's a ball towards the middle, and that's cut off by Williams. Jasmine on to first, and that's 2 quick outs in the Auburn 8th.
And you get the feeling, you know, you're kind of looking around here in the bullpen every now and then, and there's, I mean, crickets in the bullpen. I mean, they are sticking with their aces, and why not? They both deserve the opportunity the way they've been pitching tonight.
Elia Peralta, 0 for 3. Strikeout last plate appearance, has rolled into a double play and lined out to right. Run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Tigers. They've left 9 on base. UCF 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Left 6. Both teams scored a run in the 5th.
It's just such a good pitch. She just tunnels it so well, and she's so powerful and explosive. It looks like it's going to be one of her fastest pitches at 68, 70 miles an hour, and just takes enough off it where you cannot reload, you cannot reset.
Why not throw it again?
Might see it a 3rd time here against Peralta.
Got it a 3rd time, and it's hit to 3rd, and a nice play made there. Sierra Humphreys to throw her out to retire the side. Heart of the order coming up for UCF. The loser calls it a season. If I can quote Matthew McConaughey's character Wooderson from Dazed and Confused, I think I'm about to get my 3rd win. because the second win was a while back.
A long time ago.
UCF, home half of the 8th. We're in extra innings. Heart of the order up. Shannon Doherty to lead off. First pitch strike for Maddie Penta. Already hit by pitch. Last time up, 0 for 2 officially. Maddie Penta at 129 pitches. I mentioned the Ole Miss game, which she recorded a career-high 18 strikeouts. She went 9 innings in that one. Threw 172 pitches. So if you're going to use that as any kind of precedence, Maddie Penta's just getting started.
She's still I'm so impressed with her command late in the game, her velocity. I mean, this is where your experience pays off. You know how to hang in there in games like this.
And hits Doherty with a pitch for the second straight plate appearance for Shannon Doherty. And there's what represents the potential winning run.
Well, that's, you can tell it's what Maddie Penta gets a little frustrated with. That pitch is in the batter's box. Mickey Dean going to have a conversation about it, and because that low inside drop ball is what Maddie Penta likes to throw. And you cannot stick your knee, your hand, anything out over the plate. And we've seen this a couple times now from UCF. If they're just holding their ground in the batter's box, at times moving in toward the plate.
Mickey Dean was able to entice plate umpire Carlos Guzman to ask the other members of his crew about that, see what they saw. They say it is not an issue, it is a hit by pitch. Coach Paul Malone is going to use a pinch runner for Doherty, representing potential winning run. That is Samantha Del Hoyo. So Del Hoyo running at first base. He's a true freshman from New Jersey. Sona Halajian. Line to center in the first, singled in the fourth, and then that turned into a bases loaded walk. She was hit by a pitch in the fifth. It tied the game at 1, and that's why we're in the 8th.
Oh, in this situation, you're thinking bottom of the 8th, move her over in a scoring position. But Halajian, the way she has been hitting the ball throughout the last 20 games, just a lot of extra base hits, very high on-base percentage. I mean, they're letting her swing away here.
It's a slow bouncer that could be a pair. Out there to first, safe. Now, are they saying that they did not touch Del Hoyo with the tag attempt by the second baseman Roach, so everybody's safe? Mickey Dean out again. And he's saying, hey, I want this reviewed. I think there was a tag and a put out.
I mean, Maddie Penta got the result she wanted from the power hitter in Halasian, and she's able to ground out right to Roach at second base. Looks like it's going to be one for sure, possibly two. And, you know, in a tight game situation here, you want to make sure you get it right. And Mickey Dean is saying he doesn't really want the video review.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're first going to see if this tag was indeed missed. Del Hoyo. All right, now how far does she stray out of the baseline that she established when she started running for second base?
Yeah, and it is that imaginary line within 3 feet of either side of where she is, and it's very close. She does her best to get out of the way, and I mean, if you're Roach, you have got to be sure. I mean, you are not rushing this tag at all. Even if you have to take another step or two, you have got to get that out and go for the tag. It shouldn't even be close in that situation.
And then the continuation of the play. Yeah, she beat the throw. So no question, Halasian at first beat the throw. Was there any evidence that Del Hoyo was touched with the tag, or does coming out of the baseline, or the baseline that she established, come into play there at all? So there's a decision. It's going to be 2 on, nobody out. So the pinch runner, Samantha Del Hoyo, able to avoid the tag attempt of Rose Roach, and UCF's really got something going here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, a lot of times in that situation, you're the base runner, you want to stop, you know, you want to make sure you force the second baseman to come get you. But she makes the choice to go around and is rewarded.
Cleanup hitter is up. Chloe Evans taking a first pitch strike from Pinta. The Evans base hit came her first time up, first inning, a bunt base hit to the left side. To first, foul. 0-2.
You're doing everything you can right now if you are Auburn to keep the ball on the infield, not let it get to the outfield. The ball gets to the outfield, it's off to the races. If you're Cindy Ball Malone, you do not have a stop sign. Not really sure why Rose Roach out there at second base. She's playing a little more in the baseline. I'd like to see her play a little deeper, especially with 2 strikes. Not really a chance to bunt the ball here. Be playing a little deeper. Give yourself a little more range.
Evans has had an outstanding regional here in Tallahassee. Including 4 hits yesterday against Auburn. And he gets full, it swings and strikes out, and Pinta gets what she wanted. And that's a strikeout in the first out of the inning.
Strikes out one of the hottest hitters in this lineup in Chloe Evans. She goes to the off-speed pitch. Look how far out in front Chloe Evans is. It's a defensive swing and a huge strikeout for Auburn.
14th of the game for Maddie Pinta. Jasmine Williams swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off. Well, we saw Evans bunt in the first inning. We're a little surprised she didn't attempt to bunt before 2 strikes.
Well, it's just, you know, trusting. And when you're facing a pitcher like Penta, you know, they have not been able to string a lot of hits against Maddie Penta. So even with Halajan, I'm going to go back that far, even though she's one of their best hitters, you're the home team. You're doing everything you can to get a runner in scoring position. I may even have bunted her over. But once they had runners at first and second, they've just decided to swing away and give themselves 3 opportunities, you know, to score. But in that situation, you want to get a runner to third base. So many ways to score from third base with less than 2 outs. You know, you can go on a contact play, ground ball to the infield, force the action, the pressure play at the plate, sac fly, base hit. But they're trusting their hitters here to come through. Something they have not been able to do, and that's get some hits off Maddie Penta. I mean, we're now in the bottom of the 8th inning. UCF has just 3 hits in the game so far against Maddie Penta.
2 singles, one by Halajan, one by Evans on the bunt base hit. And the pinch hit double for Kotzelnick, their lone extra base hit. De Hoyo representing winning run is at second, 2 on. And now 2 outs. Back-to-back Ks for Penta, who has fanned 15.
I mean, the going gets tough. Maddie Penta has gotten tougher. That's 2 strikeouts in a row where she goes to her off-speed pitch. It's breaking down, kind of falling off the table as well. Just been so impressed with Penta tonight.
Kennedy Cersei's going to come off the bench. A bat here for Nene Rowe. Two on, 2 outs. Tied in the last of the 8th in an elimination game from Tallahassee. Cersei, an experienced player. 2-time All-American Conference first teamer, was unanimous back in 2022. UCF had 2 on, nobody out. Now it's 2 on, 2 outs. Cersei lays off, it takes low. Towards left center field, sliding catch to end the inning by McCrary. Off the bat, it looked like Ed had a chance to find the gap and end the game. 2 on, nobody out, and UCF fails to score, and we're going to the 9th.
Well, UCF threatens, gets a runner in scoring position, nobody out, and Penta gets 2 quick strikeouts, and McCrary, her teammate, says, I got your back. Let's keep this game going.
Looked like Maddie was fighting back tears. Here we go into the 9th. 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Tigers. This is Rose Roach. I think that took a funny spin right out of the batter's box. And Willis throws her out. 5 in a row set down by Willis. Now Mickey Dean going to go to the bench. See who's going to come out. It's going to be Chaley Clements. Freshman who's a two-way player, plays the infield, left-handed pitcher. Clemens off the bench, left-handed stick. Clemens appearing for the first time since May 3rd, when she pinch hit against Alabama. Bouncing ball to second base, and Aubrey Evans. 2 outs. Top of the order, McCrary. Next one from Willis is going to be her 150th pitch. She's already career high territory and has been for an inning or two. Pitches in a game.
And you know, you're not even thinking about, all right, the winner of this game, you're not even thinking as a coach, you're just doing everything you can to win this game now, but you're not thinking about tomorrow. You know, what am I going to do? My ace is throwing all these pitches no matter which team wins. You know, what's going to happen? And, well, you worry about that when you get to tomorrow and you figure it out. You talk to your pitchers, see how they're feeling.
I got bad news for you. It actually is tomorrow.
Touche.
2-0 pitch. Strike.
I mean, we started with your birthday today. It still is your birthday, but it might be my birthday by the time this.
Yeah, yours is coming up. Yeah, well, I got something planned for you, man. When we get to that particular day. Floats up high. 3 balls and a strike. KK 1 for 4, singled back in the 3rd. Each team scored in the 5th. Now we're in the 9th. And there's a base hit to left center field. Rose able to cut that off. And hold McCrary to a 2-out single. First hit for Auburn since the 5th.
And another opportunity for Auburn with speed at first base. We saw this with Packer in the 7th inning. She was able to steal a base, get into scoring position. And Nyla for McCrary to do, McCrary to do the same thing early in this count, especially with a hitter like Packer up, who's just been on fire all day today.
3 hits in their win over Chattanooga. 2 for 2 with 2 walks in this game, including that home run in the 5th. Gave them a 1-0 lead. She hit the home run first pitch. It was off speed. I don't think she saw an off-speed pitch at all in the following at bat. She didn't there.
And that's the thing when you're a base stealer like McCrary against Willis. You know, you guess right. You get that off-speed pitch. You get just that much more time to be safe. But as you mentioned, I don't think Packer's going to see a whole lot of off-speed pitches. If she does, they're going to be in the dirt.
Back to the circle, and for the first time tonight, they retire Michaela Packer. Auburn, it's a 2-out hit and strands McCrary. It stays 1-1. Maddie Penta right back to the circle. Bottom 3 coming up for UCF, and Sierra Humphreys leading off. UCF had a chance last inning. Had 2 on, nobody out. Penta then struck out the next 2 and got the nice sliding catch by McCrary on the ball. Hit by the pinch hitter Searcy to win the inning. Nothing in 2.
And Penta continues to work from ahead. Every time you look down or you're looking out in the field, see where people are playing, it's 0-1, it's 0-2, it's 1-2. She continues to fill up the strike zone early in the count and take charge of these at-bats.
Needs 3 pitches to record her 16th strikeout. Pitch number 150. Konselnik did not get cheated. Swing and a miss. She really has, in many ways, the key hit came in off the bench. 1 out in the 5th and her team down 1-0 and doubled to right center. Wound up scoring the tying run later in the inning.
Well, this is where it can get a little frustrating if you're UCF. We're in the bottom of the 9th here, and UCF has 3 hits against Maddie Penta. She's got 16 strikeouts, and you've really got to treat every at-bat as a unique opportunity, and that is easier said than done when Penta has had your number at-bat after at-bat. Konselnik has worked herself into a hitter's count here.
Dean wanted to check what the count is, I believe. It's 3 balls and a strike. Confirmed that. Three balls, 2 strikes on Stormy Konselnik. Who's double, pinch hit double in the 5th is the last hit they have off of her. And strike 3 on the inside corner. 17 strikeouts. Penta's just 1 off tying a career high.
She's still in rhythm. She's in good tempo. She's been very composed, even in some moments when it's got a little heated. And this pitch bleeds right back over the plate, no doubt about it. It's a strike.
Only 1 on Aubrey Evans. Well, at some point, I don't know when it will be, when this game ends, one of these teams' season is going to end. But right now, it is just a test of endurance.
Test of wills for sure. Grit, determination. I mean, these pitchers have literally thrown their team on their back and just said, look, I'm going to do everything I can to keep this score at bay. And that's what pitching and defense is all about. You keep your team in it until your offense can win it. But these have been some outstanding pitching performances, both Sarah Willis and Maddie Penta.
Three balls and a strike. Inside corner, full count.
We've talked about it earlier, but what an advantage for Florida State. I mean, they finished a long time ago today. They've probably had a couple meals, might be in dreamland right now. You know, I doubt many are even watching this, just as this game gets into the wee hours here of the morning.
Called ball 4 and a 2-out walk to Evans. So yeah, whichever team wins is going to face Florida State tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Actually later today, correct myself once again, 4 Eastern time later today, in about what, 14 hours from now. And Florida State knows, hey, whichever team we play, whether it's UCF or Auburn, have each used their ace tonight and gone deep into extra innings.
And sometimes, you know, if you're UCF and Auburn, you win this game, you'd like to keep playing because it's really tough. Shut it down by the time, who knows when this game will end, but you know, it's going to be another hour and a half before everyone winds down, goes to bed, gets some rest. And you know, they're going to feel it tomorrow morning, this morning, when they get up and just have to get going again. But you want that opportunity. That opportunity matters.
Cody up there hacking, fouls it back. And not only will one of these teams' seasons end here, but you got the seniors on each squad that are, many of which are playing in their final game. One of them, especially the ones that are on the losing team. Got Maddie Penta and Willis, who are both seniors. Mickey Dean, the head coach of Auburn, retiring whenever the season comes to an end for the Tigers. A lot of different storylines here in the early hours of the morning on this Sunday in Tallahassee. Somehow made contact with that and is thrown out at first. And then it somehow stayed fair and went up the third base line. Thought maybe that was an optical illusion at 2 a.m., but it's not. We're going to the 10th. 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Auburn here in the 10th. And Wohlers leading off. Wohlers been on base 3 times, 2 walks and a single. Struck out back in the 3rd. Next pitch from Willis will be number 160 for her.
And at this point, it's half determination, it's half adrenaline. Just the will to keep going, the will to keep fighting.
Well, who knows how much deeper we'll go here, but is there a point, Carol, of no return for either of these starting pitchers?
Well, I see zero activity, and I understand why. I mean, we've gone through, we're in the top of the 10th now, and there's been 9 combined hits in this game, combined. And it's going to be their game to win, barring someone just physically cannot go anymore. But both of these young ladies are seniors. They do not want their season to end. They want an opportunity to get to the final tomorrow and give it their best shot against Florida State.
Sends it out to center field. Camp there is Jenny Chereau.
Well, neither one of these teams are really known for their power. You know, when you think about Auburn, you think about UCF, you think about more speed, you think about going base to base. They're not one of the top home run hitting teams in their conference or in the country, and so it's tough to score quickly. You have to string hits together, and that's something that hasn't been able to be done by either team tonight.
DP, Amelia Leck, 1 for 4 with a 5th inning base hit. Was thrown out trying to stretch that into a double. And there's a base hit. Cut off by Burge. And a 1-out single for Amelia Leck.
You see Mickey Dean over there in front of the dugout looking at his roster, and we've gone through a lot of players on both teams. He's just taking a look. Leck has not been run for yet in this game, but he has used quite a bit of his bench players and pinch runners, so he's going to elect to stick with Leck.
Max Milanowski up with 1 on, 1 out. Towards center field. That is caught at the shoe tops. Throw to first. And they cannot double up Leck. That ball was sinking fast with the speed of Nene Rowe. Able to run it down for a huge second out.
I mean, it's been a tough day at the plate for Nene Rowe, but that play right there, if that gets under her glove, Leck is going to be able to advance at least 1 base, maybe 2, but she's able to catch this ball on the run. That's just sheer speed and looking it into the glove, making sure the glove gets under the ball and has an opportunity to double off Leck. It's not, it throws off line.
The Auburn staff asked the umpires to get together and talk about if this actually was a catch. It definitely was. You can see that go into the webbing. Well, they're going to have this probably looked at here just to be safe, but what we showed on the replay, I mean, this is a catch. So what's a few more minutes to eat up here with a replay when you're at 2:02 in the morning?
Well, it's an umpire-generated review,
yeah,
which they can do at any time after the 6th inning and really on any scoring play. This is not a scoring play, but when they went over to the review, you could see the umpires pointing to themselves that they called the review to make sure it is indeed a catch. We sure think it is.
Yeah, and I know it seems here we are however many hours into this game and then to the next day, but it's definitely caught. But that's Matt Dial's call out. He's the second base umpire. He had a great look at it. He made the right call. But I understand if you're Matt Dow, you're thinking, you know what, this game's been going on. The team's season is on the line. I'm going to take an extra couple minutes and make sure what I think I saw actually did happen. That's a catch.
Looks like a great catch from our angle.
It's not trapped in any way. She didn't use the ground to make the catch. Yeah.
Well, if they're able to talk out there to Pittsburgh, that means that, you know, we have some company tonight still working on the East Coast. Besides our crew, whole crew here in Tallahassee.
Now, I think the only other regional still going on is out in LA, correct?
Let me double check that right now. We may. Bottom of this.
Oh, wait a minute here. So they must not. They must have looked at something else. Okay, they were looking at interference, at possible interference at first base on the attempt to double up the runner.
And the interference they were looking at was on Milanowski.
Yeah.
As she was running through the base, but it was not interference. And the throw was offline anyway.
Riley McNeamer. Leck at first, and now 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. Two balls and a strike. Off speed, strike 2-2.
I mean, she is so confident in throwing that pitch, and she throws it a lot. And you can even know it's coming, and it's still so difficult because of the speed difference to reload and put it in play.
Popped up on the infield, and it's the second baseman that wants it, Aubrey Evans. And that takes care of Auburn. And the top of the 10th. Part of the order comes up for the Knights next. Almost made it 3 straight. But 10 hits in the game, 7 for Auburn, 3 for UCF.
Been the strategy for UCF, especially this top part of the lineup, the right-handed batters, just get on the plate, try and take away that inside drop ball from Maddie Penta, and she's been able to locate it very well. Every now and then doesn't quite finish it, and with the positioning in the box of the right-handed batters of UCF, there have been a few hit batters, but Penta has enough tools in her toolbox. She can go away from that pitch and go upstairs with the rise ball, come back with the off-speed pitch, throw the drop out. And that's why it's so important as pitchers to develop multiple pitchers. If you don't have a pitch one day, and every pitcher out there knows you're not going to have all of your pitches work perfectly every day, you have to still be able to create outs and get outs.
Two and two. Already able to take it to a full count. Inside ball 4. Doherty reaches base for a 3rd consecutive plate appearance.
Well, this is the same situation UCF was in the 8th inning, and they did not elect to go to the short game. And this is a team that has a lot of sack bunts, a lot of short game bunts to bunt their way on base, and Halasian is one of their best hitters. Look, they're gonna, you know, I understand if they want to keep the bat in her hands and let her swing away. It did not pay off for them in the 8th inning. But they're going to take their hacks and do their best to try and continue to get hits off Penta, and it they just have 3 hits against her in the first 9 innings so far. Here we are in the bottom of the 10th. They're going to rely on their ability to drive the ball.
And Penta wants to take advantage of that aggressiveness.
And you can see the frustration, and you know, you got to mix it up a little bit, do something a little different, just force Auburn to play a little defense. Sometimes you got to go to that short game just to make something happen. Get a runner in scoring position.
Well, blocked there by Wohlers, keeping Doherty at first base.
Well, now with 2 strikes, you know, for sure that's off the table, especially with the power hitter up to the plate. Boy, she gets right on the plate. We saw her get hit a few innings ago. Ended up being a walk, but she gets right on the plate. She sees that pitch coming in. She's leaning into it, stepping into it a little bit.
And now it goes to a full count on Halasian. Halasian sends it in the air to right field. Playable for Abby Smith. Had to come in towards the line at the end and make the catch. They get Halasian for the first out.
And just an unproductive out. When you're the home team, extra inning games, you're doing everything you can to put the pressure on the defense. Put the ball in play on the ground. Use your short game. And Chloe Evans here coming up is a perfect example of that. She's an exceptional bunter. Even though she hits in the 4 spot, cleanup spot of the lineup, she has good speed. We've seen her drag bunt her way on base earlier.
Thinking along with you, and she bunts it foul. A career high in pitches now for Penta.
I tell you who's working their tail off is that young lady right there. I mean, she has kept every ball in the dirt in front, not allowed UCF to take that extra base on a ball in the dirt. Wohlers is just working back there. She's made a big difference in this game.
drive it. Give it a ride, Paul. Let's go. Let's go, Paul. You're on. Somebody be the hero here. Let's go. Somebody be the hero. Charge out, baby.
Two 2 on Evans.
Come on, Paul, win it. Let's go, you got this. Believe in yourself, Paul. Believe in it. Go.
Chloe tonight, bunt base hit back in the first. Since then has reached on a fielder's choice and struck out twice.
All you got to Paul, drive it. Come on, Paul.
Another 2-2 pitch from Manny Pinta. Another full count. The battle rages on.
I mean, there's only one word for it right now. That is battle. It's what both of these teams continue to do. Pitch after pitch, at bat after at bat. No one has given in.
So close, the 3-2 pitch, but ball 4, and it's 2 on, 1 out. Second walk of the inning. So Doherty and Evans aboard. 1-1 bottom of the 10th. Keep in mind, you got an Auburn team that the last game they played before they came here in the SEC tournament that they hosted, and they lost in 14 innings to Georgia.
Come on, Jazz. Come on. Hit it to the green.
Jasmine Williams.
Well, this is where, in the outfield position, that's a game-winning run at second base. So you've got to position yourself far back enough to run down a ball over your head, of course, and catch it. But most importantly, close enough where you can throw the runner out at the plate on a base hit.
Two balls and a strike. Jammed her, and it's popped up. Infield fly in effect, and the catch is made by McNeamer. Williams almost came in and got her, and she pops out for the second out of the inning. This has really been the first inning that I think we can sense that Maddie's gotten tired here. I mean, and you can, which is understandable. She's at nearing 190 pitches.
And just with the velocity she throws, the amount of energy she burns out there. And not to mention the mental and emotional just pressure. Just pitch after pitch after pitch.
Anisha Rowe steps in.
And this is where your Auburn is so much speed for Rowe. If she puts down a bunt, takes a while to get there. I mean, you've got to be sure you can throw her out at first base, or you want to put that ball in your pocket, because if you throw that ball away, that's the ball game, and that's what speed can do. It can force you into rushing, getting you out of your comfort zone.
0-2.
Rose had a tough time just making contact against Penta. Several strikeouts in the game. Still taking a pretty big swing. Even though it's a slap swing, it's a pretty big swing. And with her speed, if she can cut down that swing a little bit, just put the ball in play, force Auburn to make a decision.
Doherty at second, Evans at first. 2 outs in the 10th in an elimination game in Tuscaloosa. I am not even sure where we are anymore. Tallahassee. Hey, it started with a T. I was kind of close, wasn't I?
Come on, Nene, win it. Let's go. Nene, you got this. Come on, Nene, come through here. Here we go.
Trying to keep our brain and our, thoughts, vocal cords connected.
18th strikeout for Penta, who ties her career high. That also ties the school record for most strikeouts by a pitcher in a single game. Sarah Willis right back into the circle, 171 pitches. She has long since eclipsed her career high for pitches in a game. Peralta leading off, 7, 8, 9 for Auburn in the 11th. The only runs, one aside, each scored in the 5th.
Well, my partner and we are now officially the only game still being played.
They finished in LA.
They have finished on the West Coast.
All right. Strike call.
Yeah, you mentioned it an inning ago. You felt like Maddie Penta was first inning. She showed any signs of, wow, we're now in the 10th inning. Now we're in the 11th inning, and get that same feeling about Sarah Willis here as she falls behind. Pitch is not quite as competitive through the zone.
Williams throws out Peralta.
But when
I would assume, Carol, each head coach right now has to keep an eye out to see where's that line going to be, where you obviously want to win or lose with your ace, but at some point you may have to get somebody up in the bullpen to even act like you may need to bring somebody else in. Now, I'm not saying that time is now, but it probably isn't too far away.
And you may need to pry them out of the circle. I mean, these are both seniors. This game is very meaningful to them. They've worked so hard throughout their career to get to this point. I can promise if you asked either one of them right now, hey, you good to go? You want to come out? I mean, there's no way they'd look at you like you had 3 eyeballs and say, leave me in. And But, you know, to your point, at some point, if the walks pile up and, you know, the ball's too much over the middle of the plate, that's a different conversation. I'm not seeing that from either pitcher.
It's just a little something off with command and velocity, perhaps, which to be expected at this juncture of a game. So it's incredible that each of these pitchers took it through 10 innings before they even really showed any signs of that.
And what Sarah Willis always has in her pocket is that off-speed pitch, and she has been consistent with that pitch from inning number 1 to now inning 11.
There's the off-speed pitch. It's outside to Roach, 3-1.
Back-to-back counts now where she's gone 3-1. Here in the bottom of the Auburn order.
Ball 4. On out base runner for the Tigers. Abby Smith due up. She got to the plate area, and now Mickey Dean brings out the lineup card.
Well, if that is indeed the case, that Abby Smith is going to be hit for again. She was hit for by Clemens earlier, so
ooh, look who's come out.
That would mean she's out of the game, and
Isis Tresvik,
here she comes.
Who did not start after playing in the earlier game for Auburn because she wasn't feeling well. She had started every game this season until this one, and now she's going to come off the bench. Here's Isis Tresvik off the bench for the first time this year.
Oh, and remember, she had some at-bats against Willis yesterday in their game, so this is not the first time that she has faced Willis in this regional.
She was 0 for 2 against her yesterday with a walk and a run scored. Tresvik was 0 for 2 with a walk in their earlier win over Chattanooga that eliminated the Mocs. Ball and 2 strikes.
A good location there from Willis. She goes to the drop ball and just tucks it in right by her knees, inner half of the plate. Really nothing Tresvik to do with that pitch.
Seventh strikeout for Willis, her first since the 7th inning.
And this one's just going to run away from Tresvik. Little drop ball. And I just continue to be impressed with these pitchers and the velocity they continue to throw with here in the 11th inning.
Prairie swinging for the downs there. 2 singles for her against Willis and 5 at bats. Willis suddenly looking like she found another gear.
What was it you called it earlier? Your third wind?
Yeah, getting on the 4th wind.
I think we're on the 4th wind. 4-hour mark of this game.
Of third game of the day. And now morning. Ground ball right side, and 2 are left, gathered by Evans. And that takes care of the Tigers in the 11th. Bottom 3 scheduled for UCF next. 1-1 last to the 11th. Sierra Humphreys is the hitter. Humphreys, Kotzelnick, Evans, the 3 due up for UCF. Held back to take it to 2-2. Both teams have now stranded, well, it was 11 each, but with the runner left on by Auburn in the top of the inning, they've now stranded 12. Here comes the 200th pitch of the game from Maddie Penta. I'm pretty sure I've never said that on a softball telecast. Here comes pitch number 200 from blank.
Well, maybe in the late innings of a doubleheader, you know, when they've come in a relief role and pitched quite a bit.
Peralta on to first, 1 out.
I mean, it's sheer willpower at this point. It's late. It's not even late. It's the middle of the night.
It's the middle of the night.
It's middle of the night for sure.
It's 2:38 in the morning on the East Coast.
It's just willpower, adrenaline, being a senior, not wanting your career to end, wanting the opportunity to play against Florida State.
Usually if you're out at 2:38 in the morning, you've probably made a bad decision somewhere along the night, and you should go home. But it's not the case here. This is a different situation. Two and 0. I got to give it to the fans from both sides here. I mean,
we're not here by ourselves.
No, we're not. Look at the guy in the red.
He's here, but is he really here?
Yeah. I think she just caught a couple of Z's. She's just resting her eyes.
Everyone kind of has that glazed over look. Like, are we still playing? Yes, we are.
Out to right field. Smith puts it away. So that's Tresvik out there now. She came in to pinch hit at the top of the inning. Aubrey Evans. Walked in her last plate appearance. Was back in the 9th.
I mean, if you're playing defense behind either one of these young ladies in the circle, you cannot help but give it your all. And you see how hard Maddie Penta is working. And you're trying to, you know, if the balls hit you, you want to create that out, because if you don't, you know that's just more workload on your pitcher.
Well, again for Auburn, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, last week, in hosting the SEC tournament, they were tied with Georgia, and it was 2-2 from the 4th inning until the 14th. Well, Auburn scored 3 on a McCrary home run, and then Georgia tied it on a Jada Kearney 3-run homer, and then Sarah Gordon, a solo homer, ended the game. Now here's Auburn, as well as UCF, with their season on the line, and that's a new Auburn record. 19 strikeouts in a game for a pitcher, and that record belongs to Maddie Penta.
When you think about everybody involved, you know, the umpires and the grounds crew, just it's been raining here. You know, they probably got here at 6 in the morning, and just it's been a long day for everyone, and we carry on here to the 12th.
With Michaela Packer leading off, and she shoots one up the middle and into center field. She is on base for a 5th time in the game. 3 hits, including that solo homer in the 5th. And 2 walks.
I mean, how about the day she has had today? Just continues to put pressure on the other team.
Well, you got rollers at the plate. You got speed on the bases in Packer. Let's see how Auburn wants to play this in the 12th inning. Swinging away, strike 1.
On the way both of these pitchers have been pitching today, the hits have been limited. So you've got to switch gears and do something a little different besides continuing to swing away. It has not been effective.
There's a bunt. It is fair. And the sacrifice has just caused Carol Bruggeman to put her arms in the air. Like, okay. 12th inning, small ball has come out.
Just doing my happy dance up here in the booth. I mean, these pitchers have just been on fire, and I know you believe in your hitters, and I know you believe you can hit, but when you get to the late innings here, what a bunt by Wooler. She just sits in there. That is a true sacrifice. Sits in there until she sees the ball angled down to get Packer into scoring position. And now you have 2 opportunities, in theory, unless there's some sort of double play here. You have 2 opportunities swinging away to get the fastest base runner wearing an Auburn uniform who's in scoring position to the plate.
Amelia Leck takes strike 2 on the inside corner. She's 2 for 5. Got a base hitter last time up in the 10th, and also had 1 in the 5th. She's quickly in the hole. Packers at second, 1 out. Elimination game. Their season on the line. That's towards left center field. It is down. Packer was going to tag. She's now going to be able to get around and score. A little trouble on the track for Burge picking it up. And Auburn has taken the lead in the 12th on an Amelia Leck base hit. It's 2-1 Tigers.
Amelia Leck has been battling in every at-bat. This ball is one of the first ones we've seen left a little too plated from Sarah Willis. And Amelia Leck does not miss, gets good extension. And it's not even a close play at the plate for Packer, and let out that emotion. We understand it's been a long time since Auburn's crossed the plate.
Leck's going to come out with Skylar Elkins. You know, it was interesting to watch Packer on that because she sees the left fielder angling towards center field, knowing her momentum is going to carry her in that direction. And if she made the catch, Packer was going to tag and go to third. But it obviously, when the ball dropped, now she's got to get on her horse. Was able to score from second base. And Amelia Leck looks to the heavens and says, thank you.
And it goes back to Packer getting on base as the leadoff and being able to bunt in a key situation, truly sacrifice the runner over to second. It just opens up so many more opportunities to score.
Milanowski pops it in the air behind second base out to shallow center, and a great catch over the shoulder by Aubrey Evans. Shortstop Williams and the center fielder Rowe are all converging along with Evans, who made a really nice catch for the second out.
We've talked about it earlier, but 643 charts, defensive runs saved. They do a statistic, and Aubrey Evans is the #1 second baseman in terms of defensive runs saved because of plays like this. That is a tough play, just hand-eye coordination. But she's the #1 second baseman in the whole field of 64 teams defensively at second base, and just an outstanding play to save the run, and there you get a good look at it.
And I'll just tag your thought with two more. And she made that play in the 12th inning at 2:50 a.m. in the morning. Well, I said this about 10 minutes ago for Maddie Pinta, and I'm going to get to say it again. But for Willis, Sarah Willis brings her 200th pitch of the game to the plate. Bouncy ball out to short. Williams throws to first, and that retires the side. But Leck's RBI hit scores Packer with the go-ahead run. Top of the order coming up for UCF. It ain't over in Tallahassee. Elijah. Evans due up fourth in the inning.
This is where it's easier said than done to, stay in your process. Don't make the moment bigger than it is. It doesn't get any bigger than this. It's an elimination game. Your team is down a run. Maddie Pinta has been just tough to hit, stingy with giving up hits. Just 3 hits so far for UCF in the entire game. But the same goes true with Maddie Pinta. You don't want to change what you're doing just because you have a lead, but a little bit of that's human nature at this point in the game.
It's a strike on the 2-0 pitch. See Pinta walking behind the circle, taking time, trying to stay as loose as she can. Maybe fighting some stiffness as well as just the tiredness. And now she's behind 3 balls and a strike.
Come on, Jada. Let's go.
Pinta, along really with Willis, have been able to get their bodies to do something that maybe you wouldn't think you'd be doing at almost 3 o'clock in the morning in the 12th inning, but it's starting to show. It's hit in the air to right field and hit pretty well, but will stay in the yard. This is Tresvik makes the catch. And first down to the bottom of the 12th. We're just watching Pinta out there walking around, just trying to keep the body in motion a little bit, trying to get it to do something that what she's put it through to this point doesn't seem humanly possible.
And she has to do it against just arguably the toughest part of the UCF lineup. And just literally willing herself to find 2 more outs.
Doherty fouls it back. Shannon has reached base her last 3 times up against Pinta. Twice hit by pitch, and last time up in the 10th walked.
Well, I keep talking about the fact that she's only given up 3 hits to this point, and I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, because my lineup card is all over the place at 3 in the morning here, but the last hit was in the 5th inning.
That was the Kotzelnick double off the bench. She scored the tying run. And really both pitchers since that 5th inning didn't even allow a runner to reach 3rd base until this 12th. She adds to the strikeout total with her 20th of the game and has UCF down to their final out.
And she goes to the off-speed pitch. Still has that good movement on it. It not only is a slower pitch, but it's got that downward angle movement. And Maddie Pinta has never looked and wanted to earn 1 more out in her entire career than this out.
Strike 1. Rulajan. One for 4 with that bases loaded walk to tie it in the 5th. .220 pitches from Pinta. High strike on the inside corner. UCF down to their final strike. Rip foul down the left field side. It's a game that none of us will forget. Rajan wants to extend it here, or maybe win it with a long one for UCF. At 3 a.m., the Tallahassee Marathon comes to a conclusion, and Auburn beats UCF 2-1 in 12 innings.